I was listening to a Christian on social media, and it reminded me of Ned Flanders on The Simpsons. It was literally like listening to a real life version of Ned Flanders. Lovely bloke and great heart, like a lot of Christians, a lot of believers, great people, great heart, but they don't have the respect of the world because they're not prepared to take a position. Now, I'm not suggesting that as Christians, whether we're leaders or not, I'm not suggesting that every conversation has to be political or we've got to be, you know, getting in confrontations with people. That's not what I'm saying. I know the Bible's very clear that in as much as it is possible with you, live at peace with all men. And ultimately, our message needs to be about Jesus. But people, this day and age, particularly. There was a day and an age where maybe political and social issues weren't necessarily, didn't factor into a conversation. But this day and age, it is almost impossible to go about, especially when you raise the issue of God and heaven and Jesus. People are going to want to know where you stand on certain issues. And most people have a conviction one way or the other, or they're searching. And it will expose you if you try to hide that. You're better off coming out and laying it on the table, and letting it be known where you stand. And in fact, using that position. In my case, I have very strong views around abortion and the life and the sanctity of life of the unborn, and around obviously Israel and the Jewish people and other issues like that. And I use that often as a springboard to lead into conversations about God. And you can actually, use that, as I said, as a springboard often. And at the very least, people don't have to. You don't have to, convince people to believe the way you believe. But people will respect you. They may walk away, totally disagreeing with your position on a particular issue, but you can say it in a way with God's wisdom and God's grace, in a way that is not, you know, hurtful, or well, unless they choose to be hurt by it. But you can say things in a way that you can still get your message across, in relation to whatever the issue is, political or whatever, and you can still use it as an opportunity to preach salvation to a person, tell them about salvation through Jesus Christ and eternal life and all of those ultimately those important things. I hope that's encouraged someone today. It's time to stand up. You cannot, as a believer, just get around like Ned Flanders and be a nice guy and sing Kumbaya and all that sort of stuff. Those days are gone. These are days where you've got to show some strength of character and stand up, for your convictions.